I was going to invite our French guest on, but it looks as though Mitch Larner is taking the opportunity to come over while he can. Mitch, g'day, mate.
How you going?
I've been practicing my Australian accent.
Oh, it's not too bad.
It's not great. Mitch, you decided this year, you had a crazy idea after coming for one round last year to the back arse of nowhere in Cork to drive on a go-kart track. You obviously took a notion to come back, build a V8 monster, and compete in a full season of IDC. People today on this are complaining about having to make a trip from Tipperary. You're commuting to each round back and forth from Australia.
Yeah.
Talk us through, I suppose, what possessed you to decide that you wanted to do this.
Like I say, we obviously came over last year in August, and thanks to the guys, the Galvins, for giving me their car. They gave me a shot at trying to get my name out there. Unfortunately, it wasn't a very good weekend. Obviously, as everyone would probably remember, obviously like breaking an axle before I even got to one lap, and yeah, it was just a tumble roll of problems for that weekend. But when we went home, I went and drove back home, and it just wasn't the same then, and I knew I had to come back and redeem myself. So we decided to build another car. It obviously was pretty hard being 15,000 k's away. It's been definitely been mentally and physically pretty hard for us. But I've got a good team behind me. I've got great sponsors behind me, and without them, I definitely wouldn't be here, and I definitely couldn't do as well as I could do as well.
Going back to 12 months ago, and I remember meeting you for the first time. We actually met in this office. Yourself and your father came in, and you have a confidence and a belief in yourself that nobody can doubt. And while that weekend didn't work out for you, we kind of, and I suppose I'm probably not alone in saying this, we didn't really know, did it just not work out for you, and was it too big a step up, or was it just that there was mechanicals and didn't have the right time to get things? And when you came back this year, and you had your own car, and while you had limited time to get it ready, we've started to see you grow as a driver, and we've seen, I suppose, snapshots of what you're really capable of. And you're in a position now where you're actually, you're quite high up the order in the championship. And while you may not be able to contend it this season, certainly you're there or thereabouts, and you're showing what you can do and what you're made of. I suppose, is that something that, did you go away from that round feeling, I have to go back and prove to these guys that I'm better than this?
Yeah, so, I mean, as the car sits, we built that car in 16 days. Just me and my dad, we've been hard at it. It takes people a long time to build something that we've built, I think. And, the car from the outside, it's a bit worn down, and, it was used by Christy last year and the year before. And, like I say, we put a combo together that we thought was going to work. We only got to test it for one day before we sent it off over here because we had limited time. Obviously, we decided this in December, and it takes 3 months for stuff to get here when you send it by ship. So we are, like I say, with the help of my dad and all my sponsors, Double Performance and Rapid Crushing, they've made it really doable. And Bradley Motorworks from Richard and Ursula, they've without them we wouldn't even be here either. They've taken us in, they've given us their workshop, they've made us be able to give me my chance to make to fulfill my dream. And when, like you said, last year it wasn't very good, and it did put doubt in myself. I didn't think that maybe it was too much of a jump, but I believe in myself, and while I don't think I have shown what I've really got, and when we travel so far and the effort we've put in and the problems we've had, like mentally, like I say, it is really challenging on us, and it's hard on me and my dad. We've only got 1 or 2 laps just to make it work and be able to show what we've got. And in 15 days we built a car. We don't even know how it's going to work sometimes. And I've used these first 2 rounds to get on my feet, and I'm really comfortable in the car. I finally actually got some practice in. The last 2 rounds I've had no practice.
And how confident are you for tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, I've had people tell me as well. On Friday I rocked up. Paul Conlon was giving me cheek on the start line, and I was like, all right, we'll see what we've got then when we get on the line. And I stuck it to him, and it's. Today we didn't really get much practice. Obviously, I got 1 lap and it was wet. We tried a wet setup because we haven't got to drive in the rain with that car. And I feel really comfortable. I'm not going to go out there and say I'm going to win, but I'm going to try my best, and I'm going to hope that I can hopefully take it to the top. And we're just going to believe in myself, believe in my team. I've got the right people behind me. I've got the car behind me. I just got to do my best, and yeah.
So we'll come to it in a moment. You're not coming here to just take part part. Obviously, that streak means a lot to you. You wouldn't travel all this way without it. But I suppose to some of the Irish fans, obviously Australia being quite a distance away, the only chance they might actually get to see what the scene is like in Australia is for if they're watching online. And but what have you taken from Ireland and brought back to Australia, and how has, I suppose, the competition here helped you back at home? Where what's the scene like over there in terms of competition? Is it a similar level, or is it a little bit of a step down or step up in what you're competing with over here?
So back in Australia, the major national series that's been running for the last few years, they've sort of taken a step back. They're trying to work to become a better series. They want to, they're really trying to find a better way to make it better for everybody. The biggest part that kills it for Australian drifting is the distance. We're 3-day drive at minimum to get to the other side of Australia, and people financially and just the effort it takes to be able to do that, it costs a lot of money. It makes it hard to run a series to call like a national series. Obviously, like you can't stay at the national series if you can't go and do it on the other side of Australia.
Exactly, yeah.
And you were saying it was actually cheaper for you to compete here for the year than it is in Australia.
Yeah, it's pretty much it's beneficial, and like the exposure that we get here, and we get to go around the world. We get to meet awesome people. Like since I've been here, I've met people that I've
like me and Joe.
Yeah,
That's
of course, yeah. No,
don't need to meet anyone else.
Yeah, no, like I say, it's just being able to come here and meet all these people and have a good time, and we've built an amazing car. Like I've never driven anything with so much power and grip, and I'm just having as much fun as I can. I'm trying to live my dream, and we're just working as hard as we can.
So the comment coming in there from Joey O'Neill, one of former competitor here, and he says if anybody's going to take the streak, it's going to be Mitch. And Pete Nielsen has an opinion on that, but we'll talk to him in just a moment. But tomorrow, Global Warfare, the biggest round of the year. I mean, if you're going to take the streak, what better way to do it than to beat all the Europeans and all the visiting guests that are arriving here as well? One of the biggest events of the year, not just in Ireland, but of course in Europe as well. Just to win a round would be enough for you, I'd imagine. But to win tomorrow, what would that mean?
Yeah, to win it all, it's like everybody loves winning. We're all in it to win, obviously. But we've travelled a long way. We've put a lot of effort in, and for me myself, not only do I want to win for myself, I want to win for my sponsors and everyone that's helped me to get up here. And I think I look, obviously my dad's with me everywhere I go. I wouldn't go anywhere without him, and to see him, like it's definitely like I say, this drifting and everything, it's really a mental game. But it is what it is, and this weekend we'll give it our best shot. And I think it's good having all the Europeans come and everybody else that's come from all around the world to come, because you keep saying every time it gets mentioned, or I'm noticing myself, every time it gets mentioned, all you guys say is the Europeans are coming, and to me it feels like it takes stress off me, because when I've been here the last 2 rounds, there's been hardly anybody else here, and it's all like, is the Australian going to win?
Relieves a little bit of you're out of the limelight a little bit. Well, look, I personally believe it's a and I know I'm not the only one. It's a matter of when and not if you're going to take it to the top step of the podium. All the best for tomorrow's action. Maybe it could be you that's going to take that top step. Yep. We don't know, but for everybody watching at home, you're going to have to tune in and find out.
Yep.
Listen, Mitch, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for joining us, and best of luck tomorrow.
Yep, no worries. Thank you very much.